Our final flight, it's not our final flight, it's our first flight on our flight from San Antonio down to Mexico City, Mexico. And let's get the board out here. We are in a P-51D Mustang. I picked livery number 2. This plane is known as Speedy, and it has a number painted on it of 38. I tried to do my call sign. My call sign is Speedy. It wouldn't let me put in 38 for tail number or our flight number. So, but we're Speedy 81783 today and tomorrow and Sunday. This will be the beginning of our last flight of a Flight Sim 2020. Our flight time for today, 1 hour 22 minutes. And we're going 233 nautical miles. We're departing from Kilo Sierra Alpha Tango, known as San Antonio International. We're arriving at Mike Alpha, known as Jen Servando, and in parentheses it said Canals International, or Canales International. There were no specific points of interest I picked for this flight. We have 3 radials we should be hitting along the way. We have Sierra Foxtrot. We'll have November Quebec India and Hotel Romeo Lima. Those are the 3 radials I believe I left in. Now for flyovers, we'll have and anything with a K in the front I believe is US airport. So we have Kilo November Quebec India, known as Kingsville Naval Air Station. We'll have 92 X-Ray Sierra, known as TR Funk Incorporation. And again, I still think we'll be in the US today, but I am not sure because I think Jen Servando is in Mexico. But another flyover is Kilo Hotel Romeo Lima, known as Valley International. And so our 2 flyover airports are also 2 of our radios we'll be hitting. So we got NQI and HRL, which were the first and the last hotels I said we were hitting, or doing a flyovers of. So that is our flight for today. I don't know if I'll have any history to share with you guys. I don't know how long this will take. Like I said, it should be about an hour and a half. But we have yet to get started. Let me try to get you guys situated right here. Alright. So I have to... I know that's always the bad angle. I've got to get us fueled up. Because, well, I haven't turned unlimited fuel back on. And let's check. Let's do the check the checklist. How about that? Because we can always call for a fuel truck. So let's just do this. We got quite a bit of list here. And I didn't write down where I parked because, well, we didn't actually land in San Antonio. But, so I just picked a spot. I think I'm in ramp parking number 9. Alright, so we're gonna...
Fuel quantity. Check. Flight controls.
Well, fuel quantity should be around 0. But, we're gonna fuel up before we leave anyway.
Parking brake. Set.
Alright, next category.
Magnetos. Off. Battery switch. On. Alternator. On. Throttle. Open 1 inch. Mixture. Idle cutoff. Prop RPM lever. Max RPM. Carburetor heat. Normal. Fuel shutoff valve. Open. Fuel selector. Main tank LH. Fuel boost. On. Fuel pressure. Check. Primer. Starter.
Alright, before we do anything with the starter, let's get our fuel truck to us.
San Antonio ground speeding 8718 could you please send a fuel truck?
Alright. Anybody? Hello to anybody? Not yet? Alright. Where's this fuel truck gonna come from today? I don't know where the truck is gonna come from. Is that them right there? No, that's another plane. They said fuel truck was on the road. But, I don't have time for this mess.
San Antonio ground, speedy 8718 I am done with fuel services.
We're not done with it, but we'll go to weight and balance. And just give us 100%. Okay. Now, let's go back to the checklist.
On. Magnetos. Both. Mixture. Run. Oil pressure. Check.
Alright. Yeah, okay, we got them going. Didn't sound like it, but yes, our prop is spinning.
Main tank LH or FUS. Tank. Avionics master switch. On. Prop RPM lever. Max RPM. Parking brake. Release.
No, let's put that back on. Alright. I'm giving it to the AI. But, we need to also make sure our lights are on before I pick the camera up. Pitot heat. We want nav lights on.
Request taxi for south departure with Echo.
Speedy 8718 taxi to and hold short of
Landing lights on.
Taxiing hold short runway 13 left via taxiway Foxtrot
Panel
speeding
lights.
8718
Here's the other panel light. There we go. We're gonna make sure we turn our panel lights on because it's another cloudy day. It might be. All right. Unplug this. Because I think we'll be good. I say that, but I also take the phone outside with me when I get done live streaming, so I kind of can't turn it off or unplug it. Alright, so co-pilot. Granted, I don't think we actually have a backseater here, so and there's no there's no AI or there's no autopilot function in here. We've got our nav lights on and our land lights on. If we get above 10,000, I will turn the land lights off. This plane has no taxi lights, and we are definitely a tail dragger. Again, this is leg one of our trip to Mexico City, and this is the beginning of the last flights for Flight Sim 2020 for myself. There may be some standalone videos or some shorts, depending on what happens in streams. I might put some shorts together, put together some clips, but we got another cloudy day like we did all week last week. I mean, look at that sky over there. I don't know if there's another hurricane out in the Gulf, but most of our trip, I think legs 4, 5, 6, and 7 to San Antonio were all very cloudy. I didn't get to show you many of the sites I picked out on those flights. This flight just happened to be pretty much straightforward. The flyovers are not anything where I moved left or right. They're actually directly in the path.
San Antonio Tower speeding 8718 tree ready at runway 13 left south departure.
Speeding 8718 tree with 126.10. Departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 13 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 13 left speeding 8718 tree.
Welcome in. We're about to get our we just got cleared to take the runway for our takeoff from San Antonio down to MMMA, Mike Alpha, San Servando, in Mexico, and we're on leg one. The AI's got the stick right now. I didn't think I'd be able to. I didn't want to mess with trying to do this takeoff, although maybe I should have done it myself, because my God, all over the place. You're not on the runway, but I hope you get off the ground. I don't know what the AI pilot is doing here, folks. Other than not getting, not taking off. Oops, I gotta sit you guys down. And I gotta sit you guys over here. Because you're kinda in the way of the keyboard over there on that side. Okay. My aircraft. We are gonna slew over to the runway. Alright, I don't know exactly where we're at, but, flaps are down. Full throttle. AI is off. I'm not restarting the whole flight. But I think I've got to. Okay, so before we start this again, gave it to the AI. And nothing. Okay, so we actually have to restart this flight. Hey. Alright. Let's just hit fly. Controller is vibrating, so yeah, the AI was doing stuff.
Echo request taxi for takeoff without departure. Speedy 87183 taxi to an hold short of runway 13 left using taxiway Foxtrot. Contact tower on 119.8 when ready. Taxi hold short runway 13 left using taxiway Foxtrot speedy 87183.
Look at that shadow we cast. It looks kind of funny, doesn't it? Alright. So I don't know how reliable or unreliable this, the P-51D is, to get off the ground. But I had trouble on a short runway yesterday. And had to use the gain altitude cheat. I call it a cheat, but it's an in-game thing, button configuration you can use. So, is it a cheat? I don't know if it's a cheat or code you put in and that the developers and stuff didn't intend for you to use, whereas the gain altitude is built in. If the AI can't get us off the ground this time, I'll just do, I don't know what happens when we slew like that. But I do remember I need to do something before we keep going. And that is, go to balance and give us fuel. Alright. Now, this is the first time I'm flying for distance in on this with the Mustang, so I hope we don't have to change tanks. 'Cause if so, it'll take a while. We'll have to find it. Now, I wish when we were picking our liveries, there was an easier way to see them without going to your hangar. Like, I'm in free... When I go to the world map and I'm picking my aircraft to fly, and you pick your livery, I wish there's a way you could see the livery, like it brought you directly into the hangar to view it, versus viewing the hangar from external source. Apparently this plane has terrible rudder physics.
San Antonio Tower speeding 8718 ready for departure to the south.
Or they're too good. Alright, I'm gonna put you guys down and make it my aircraft.
Departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 13 left. Cleared for takeoff runway 13 left speeding 8718.
Alright, flaps down. Turning onto the runway. Parking brake. Oh, parking brake was on. Full power. Brakes release. Had to slew me back onto my feet. I went nose to the dirt. Alright. Yeah, this thing likes to veer quite a bit. I'm full back on the rudder and we're not getting up. Climb. Oh! Alright. Well, folks, we were gonna use the same plane for 3 legs, but we might not, and I gotta put you guys down and let the dog in the room. Hopefully we don't end up crashing. Well, the doggy disappeared. Alright, and like I said, we're gonna probably have another nasty flight. We got cloud coverage. Not much to tell you. Like I said, we've only got the radials in 3 airports, so...
San Antonio Tower speeding 8718 frequency change.
Well, I got us off the ground, but not any means I would have liked to. I tried to change the takeoff. Gas again. We need gas again, folks. You know what, folks? I'm going to the assistance options and turning unlimited fuel on and then fueling back up. I'll leave the damage stuff enabled. I'm just disabling everything. What do I want? Okay, I need to turn unlimited fuel back on. Alright, let's save those changes.
Generic November 419er, Whiskey Mike San Antonio, departure altimeter 29er, flight radar contact, continue to travel.
And
Acknowledge last transmission.
Cleared to the Charlie airspace speed 8718 trees.
100% fuel. Alright, so I was just getting tired of that, folks. So we got unlimited fuel. I don't have to worry about changing tanks. Don't have to worry about overspeed or anything. We can just now enjoy the flight. Our leg one of 3 of our final trip in Flight Sim 2020. At least the final trip I'm gonna make on a live stream. Put it that way. I had no idea what to do once we got to Mexico City for my last live stream that I wanted to do on the 17th. So I figured we'll just land in Mexico as our final stop for this game. I didn't really want to end that way, but my streams only go for about 2 to 3 hours, and that's usually only twice a week. So, at least twice a week. This weekend I have all weekend, so we're doing 3 legs. Kind of like I had all weekend last weekend. I got the last 3 legs of that trip in last weekend. I didn't have all weekend. Yeah, I did, because I had Sunday as well. So, yeah, if anything happens of interest in here, there will be a shorts or there'll actually be a video clip that I recreate. Just to let you guys know, if you're subscribed to my channel and you're watching this in replay, there currently is no train sim videos or channel update videos. I have removed them at the time I am doing this live stream. And I will be putting new content. I thought I could do better, and some of the videos were out of order. Like, I was making content that was technically Train Sim World 2 or 3 or 4, and I was putting that on 5. And I want to go through the history of every game, and if there's a DLC or something added to a route, then we'll revisit the route. But I'm gonna start from 2020 again and do those welcome in videos, and we'll go through 2020. Then we'll go to Train Sim World 2, 3, 4, and then up to 5. I also had previously said on those videos that we were going to be doing some the new Massachusetts Bay Transit Authority route drops this Tuesday, the 12th. It's like $50 US. And then the Preston to Carlisle, the West Coast Main Line, whatever it's called, where you go from Preston or Carlisle to Preston, based on the as a route hop for the Blackpool Branches line. That is also for the $50, and I spent near almost $220 for the Aviator edition of Flight Sim 24. So I can't justify spending almost another, up close to another $200 this month for 2 pieces of DLC from Dovetail. I'm either going to wait for them to go on sale, or wait till I come to that point. I will add them to my shopping cart, and so I purchase them in the order I need to. I just can't justify it. And for the new Boston route, you're basically buying. Now you basically buy routes, because the locos can be sold separately later on. And again, even they rip you off that way, in a way, if you like a rip-off, because they'll charge you $40 to $50 for a route, but then if you want a standalone DLC of one of the locos or something later, you're spending about the same amount. So, I've watched a lot of people with their negative comments on Train Sim World games and Dovetail, and I don't really have many opinions on whether the content's good or bad, but I'm starting to see the point that they've been making. It's not a cash grab. They rightfully deserve to be paid for their work, but I think the price could come down maybe $10, $15. Now, I mean, the Train Sim World 5, your special edition or your deluxe edition, was worth the price I paid for the deluxe edition. The special edition, it's worth its price, because buying everything separately is where they will get you. So it's always cheaper to buy bundles. Hence the, in my opinion, when it comes to Train Sim World content, wait for a sale, or if you're on a budget like I am, wait till when you have the money for it. Since I'm starting to make content, and I'm gonna go through every game, I'm probably not gonna buy the content till I get to the point where I've redone the videos I've done before. So that video that had over 3,000 views is now gone. All there is up is Flight Sim 2020 and the 2 shorts that I made about 24. Like I said, I'm going to start all over again, and I will be making a channel update video after this live. But I took things down just because I had said I was going to do certain things, and then I'm not, and I don't know if I can redo the videos better, but I think I'm gonna go through them, and like I said, I'll go through each Train Sim World route, and I'm not gonna I'm gonna install DLCs as they were released. So like the base game of Train Sim World 2020 is just the Great Western route, and it's 3 trains, and it never received any add-ons in 2020. So I will do the tutorial, the intro, each tutorial for the locos, and then we will do we might do the HST ride along, and we might do a local all-stops ride-along. I'd like to be able to pick a service that I know is coming out of the depots and taking it into a station like the HST 43. I'd love to find a service, jump on board as a fellow engineer or driver, and ride with the driver on the 43 into Paddington Station from Old Oak Common. And then from the Reading Depot, ride a 166 into Reading. I can't show you guys the triangle part down near the depot in Reading in Train Sim World 1 or 2 for that matter. I need free roam to do that, to path down there. There is a station down there. without a name. Just like there's some stations. There's 2 stations on the Great Western Route. One you don't stop at all, and the other one is actually an underground route. And if you go near the station in a train, I did this in free roam, you go out of bounds. So. That is how I'm gonna do it. So we're gonna do a ride along for every route, and anytime I add something different, we will do the tutorial and maybe do a short ride along. There's only one time I need to do a full ride along, and maybe I should hold off till you know, I've had all the DLCs turned on. But I don't know when that, like, maybe I should do everything I can with 2020 intros and stuff like, and then go back and do a ride along. That way I know all the stuff is there and everything gets layered in and substituted in the AI services. Although I don't think 2020 had very many AI services, but maybe that's the better idea. I'm not sure. Like I said, I could do short. I could try to do the move from the old Old Common Depot into Paddington. Do a 166 from Reading into Reading. The Reading Depot into Reading. And, but I don't know whether 66... I don't think the 66 is in any depot on the route. In the original Great Western Express. And I know we're in a flight sim video, and I'm just talking about Trains and World. I could be rambling about all this in my update video. But I can't really give you much info. I didn't do any history. Mexico, what I can tell you about Mexico was that there was free. Before colonization, there was at least three largely developed communities of natives. You have the Aztecs, the Inca, and the Mayan. Then the Spanish conquered, and had most of Mexico and most of the west coast and southwest coast, the southwest and the west coast of what is now the U.S. And then Mexico at some point was its own empire. I don't remember how long it's been an independent country, but Texas succeeded, became their own country, so they fought for independence, gained their own country. Remember the Alamo. Mexico is well known for their Mexican style wrestling. Don't know of any superstars that wrestle right now that are actually billed from Mexico. You have on the East Coast, on the Gulf, you have one of the world's largest spring break destinations of Cancun. There's also on the west side, the little panhandle thingy, near the southern border with California. There's, I think, some spring break destination over there in the Gulf of, I don't know what you call that little Gulf area, or bay. Mexico City is our destination in Mexico, which is the capital. let's see. There is some tobacco that is grown in Mexico that provides some unique flavor blends to some cigars. I would say Mexico is known for their Mexican food, but then again, the food in Mexico is completely different than what you and I, or what people in the U.S. call Mexican food. There's Americanized Mexican food, and then there's authentic Mexican food, and I think there's some differences, but I'm not sure. Mexico supposedly, I believe, is a democracy, but there's a lot of militia and drug cartels down there that pretty much hold power. That is one of reasons why people from Mexico might be crossing the border is because they're doing drug runs, or they're escaping the mafia and cartels because their life here would have been better. Granted, we have other countries that travel all the way from Central America that will travel all the way through Mexico just to get into the U.S. And I'm not defending, I'm not going to say what they do is right or wrong, other than they're looking to have a better life than where they came from. But apparently the U.S. is not a country for immigrants that even try to get here legally. So I mean, I'm not going to give my opinion on it. I understand why people might be coming here because they think the grass is greener on the other side. I don't necessarily, so I understand it. I might not agree with it. I don't necessarily agree with how we as a country treat the people that illegally enter, but so the people that get here by crossing the border, I understand the reasons, but there might be a better way for them to do it. But right now, as it stands, this country is about to go probably further into a shithole than we've been, and anybody from another country might want to pay attention to real world stuff on the news or on the radio, TV or radio, and determine whether it's a smart idea to come across. They might be better off where they're at now. I say we might be heading into a shithole, but well, on Tuesday the 5th, the U.S. decided what they wanted, so I don't know what that says is us as a country, or us as a whole, as a people, that we might have, we might actually get what's coming to us sooner than later. But, and everybody always wants to say, oh, this president's bad, or that president did bad, or, you know, things were better when that, well, with the exception of maybe our first president and our second president, maybe with the exception of the first president, every president has always had to fix the problems of the president before them. Like I said, with the exception of maybe George Washington was our first president. John Adams was our second president. He might not have had to fix anything that Washington did wrong. I'm not sure. I don't know the actual, we don't know. But almost every U.S. president has had to fix problems from the previous president. Which always, looking at it right now, always, like, makes the current president look terrible. And then you look back years later, hindsight 2020, and maybe they didn't do such a bad job. So I'm getting into deep politics that I didn't want to. I'm not really giving you guys my my opinion whether one way or another though. And I don't think anybody's coming in to watch today, at least no one has yet. And we wasted a good probably 15-20 minutes just trying to get off the ground today. And we got cloud cover, so what I can do is do what we normally do here. Let's zoom in and check out what we got. So there's our destination at 153 miles. Candelas. And at 47 must be an airport or a radial. But we're moving pretty quick. Going 171 nautical miles an hour. So, and I said 233. So, yeah, a little more than an hour for flight time. Again, I didn't pick any points of interest. We've only got 3 airports we were going to fly over, and because of cloudy skies again today, can't really tell you much. There was one wrestler that was from Mexico. I don't remember where they said he was built from, but they said he was from Mexico, and it was Alberto Del Rio. I don't know what his name is outside of when he was wrestling in WWE. I think it's something Patron. I know I'm always talking about wrestling, and to be honest, I haven't watched wrestling in like 6-7 months now. I can't get into it. Half the time I fall asleep trying to watch it. Not that it's bad, it's just, it doesn't hold interest like I used to. Kind of the same with some of my games. I actually got to get on yesterday. I flew with Nate Wolf. I did one leg, we'll put it that way. I did one trip while he was on his stream. And then on another stream, I got to drive a service on a route I had never done before, along with them. So I did get to play actual flight sim and train sim yesterday. But typically, I'm just making videos late, and even before I started making videos, I really wasn't playing my train game. I had a schedule. I would play maybe an hour a day, but I couldn't sit here and play for hours on end. I don't know if it's because I'm bored with it, or maybe by my age I am growing out of video games, but I have really, there's not anything else.
128.3 speeding 8718 Goodbye. Houston Center speeding 8718 flight level 185.
think the ceiling for this aircraft was 1.5, 15,000, which it sounds like we're already over. But I turned off I turned off aircraft function and engine stresses and aircraft stresses. So, we can definitely exceed this without me going like, you're a little too high now. Now, I know you guys that are subscribed watch this after it goes live, but I kind of need to know, other than I know people keep commenting about why I'm recording the way I am and giving me suggestions. That's not really the criticism I want. I want to know from you guys, or from anybody out there, what do you think, what piques your interest? Do you like my train sim videos? Do you like my flight videos? You think I should keep doing live streams? I mean, yes, it will help grow the channel, but I haven't gotten the same amount of people to show up and watch a whole stream. No one's ever waiting for me to go live. And I do post that when I'm going live. I posted last night that I was going live at 10 o'clock this morning. I'll do the same thing when I get off here, and later I will post about that I'll be going live again tomorrow. But I need to know from my subscribers that go back and watch anything I post. I need to know what exactly would you like to see? I mean, I have my ideas, but I can change up my train sim world stuff, or I could, someone give me an idea of what we should do for flight sim. I mean, I have my ideas. I might listen to your feedback. I might do it. I might still do what I want to do. I had someone comment about, did you know that the Southeast High Speed got an extension? And this was on my Train Sim World 2 video. Granted, again, I deleted railroads. Not because of bad comments. But then my response is like, yeah, I know, I have the DLC. I was just showcasing what you got in Train Sim World 2. And so it's people that only watch one of my videos without looking through the whole catalog. And if I go through each game, like if I go through 2020, TSW2, 3, 4, and 5, I'm probably going to get more comments like that. Well, did you know you could have this or that? And I usually say whether I have DLCs on the game or not. And in my opinion, this is my opinion, if you have Train Sim World 2 and all its DLCs, and then you got Train Sim World 3, and going up, well, Train Sim World 2, if you port all your content over that is Train Sim World 3 and up compatible, you're left with the base game with your base 3 routes, and you have Southeast High Speed as the only piece of DLC that never came forward, because on Train Sim World 3 you got Southeast High Speed extension as part of your base game. So Southeast High Speed on Train Sim World 2 is its own route, in my opinion. Just like on Train Sim World 2020, Northeast Corridor and its DLCs, and then Great Western Express are all, well, Great Western Express does come to Train Sim World 2, but when you buy the game, like when I install the game and I don't install any DLCs, it's just Great Western Express. Northeast Corridor with its DLCs are the only thing that don't ever go So, whereas, so you got Great Western Express in 2020 gets a standalone DLC for Train Sim World 2 and up. They separated your 3 routes in Train Sim World 2. Sand Patch, Klonken, and Bakerloo all were separated for Train Sim World 3 as standalones. So, after Train Sim World 2, they didn't really give you routes that are tied to a game title. If I load Train Sim World 3, all I'm going to get is the training center. That would be the same thing with 4 and 5. With the exception of 5, they gave you a free starter pack so that you could get the training center and bring up all your back catalog to come forward and get all the new bells and whistles that Train Sim World 5 had. That's about all. But yeah, routes and locos are all can be sold separately now. Nothing's tied to one thing or another. So, whereas if you don't want the HST 43 on GWE, you don't have to have it. But I would say that would be kind of silly. It would be silly to buy a route and then not buy any trains that should be coming with the route. This is why you can buy a route and stuff will come with it, but they also sell it separately after the release, like Boston that comes out on the 12th, the new Boston route. You can buy that route, get all the trains that come with it, although you're going to be buying technically you'll be buying the ACS 64. If you don't have the Acela DLC, you'll have to still buy that separately. So you get the ACS 64 in the cab car. The Amfleet, I think. They had the CTC3 cab car for the MBTA train. And the FP40, I think, that was in Boston Sprinter for TSW2. I think that's upgraded or on the new route as well that's coming out Tuesday on the 12th. So, we're paying for locals we might already have purchased. Because, well, and there's no way for Dovetail to know when they put something out, whether people on PlayStation, PC, or Xbox already have it. And then the price gets reduced. Microsoft and Sony and Steam, they could do a check on, I see you've already got that. But they can't give you a lower price without Dovetail already knowing what the reduced price for what content you may or may not have would be. Unfortunately, like I paid for Aviator Edition for Flight Sim 24. Whether I actually paid or will be paying $218.49, that's with tax included. Whether I pay that or not, I don't know, because I have some of the planes I already have in 2020 because I got the Premium Deluxe Edition for 2020. So I don't know if I get any loyalty discount for already having stuff, or if I'm going to be paying for them again, which is what happens. And yet, simulators are expensive for what I'm finding out. Flight sim's expensive, buying the planes, there's a bunch of stuff you could buy in Flight Sim. Airports, planes, just a lot of different stuff. Train Sim World's the same way. You don't have to get everything. I have gotten everything to this point just because I like to build up the catalog. There's, like I said, I drove a timetable service yesterday that I hadn't even touched the route at all, other than to do passenger mode. I have not driven that route at all since I purchased it back when it came out for Train Sim World 2. Or if I did, it was maybe for a day or two. You know how you get a new thing, you play with it for a little bit, then you completely forget about it. I might need to do something like I've seen some other streamer do, and that's he has routes written on paper or something, and then he's got a bag. He shuffles it up, pulls out that, and then he picks either to do a timetable service, a scenario, or a journey. And then I'm thinking I might just make a list, like in my notes on my phone, put a list, all the routes, and then just have a random number, kind of like I pick my planes randomly by. So I'm on. If I got 70 routes, go, hey, give me a random route 1 to 70, you know. And then maybe I could add a different thing in there. So along with timetable, scenario, or journey, I could also go, which loco am I gonna pick to drive on this service? But again, me driving services and giving videos for them is probably not ever going to happen. Ride-alongs is about the best I can do for you guys for long videos, whether we're live or not. And those that are watching this in the future, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, notify bell, but also, would you do me a favor and let me know in the comments, do you like my standalone video? I mean, would you rather me do these as live streams, or just make a video and upload it? It takes the same amount of time for me. I have to hold the phone the same amount of time. The only difference between live stream and me making the video is if people come in on the live stream, you guys give me stuff to talk about. It's not just me like I am right now talking to you guys about what's coming out of the top of my head. And it looks like the clouds have we got some open skies coming up. Let's check in on our info here. So we got about 94 miles till Servando, and I believe at 50 is a radial. I really wish I knew when we were flying or something. Don't know if anybody's actually going to come in here today. I flicked the one a few times. And I don't know what to do to get people in. I gotta be a little honest with you guys, and I don't know if this person will be watching it later, but I'm a little irritated with Nate Wolf. I'm always in his streams. He knows I'm trying to make videos and do live streams myself. Yet he never gives me he doesn't give me the rub. He doesn't give me shout outs. He doesn't try to steer people to come and watch me like he does to other people. And it's not really hurtful. It's just really, I go like, really? I know he hasn't actually sat and watched the whole stream of mine, and most people don't like this way I record with the camera. But I'm doing what works for me. And even if I had the phone on a tripod, I would still have problems trying to read the phone if it was off to the side. Like, it would have, the tripod would be in my way because it'd have to be between my legs. You guys wouldn't even, you'd be seeing like this. You're getting less of the picture than with me holding the phone. And again, if I'm doing a live stream, I wouldn't be able to see who's talking. So, you know what? F whoever thinks I should be doing better. This works for me, for what I need to do. I would love to actually have my hand on the controller and be flying. But I'm doing what works for me, and I actually enjoy just booking a flight into the flight planner and doing this. I do this off stream. I don't typically fly a whole lot. Even yesterday when I did a leg of a trip, I put in the trip, I did the takeoff, I switched it to the AI. And once we hit the landing pattern, I took back the plane to do the landings, but I usually just let the computer handle stuff. It's just how I enjoy it. Unfortunately, you can't really do that with train sim world as easily as a flight sim. We got a town down here. Armstrong Ranch. So, it's just, I'm doing what works for me, and this is what works best. But yeah, I'm constantly in there, helping, kind of being an ambassador on the channel. I don't want to be a moderator, and we have very few people that ever come over onto his live streams from YouTube that he needs another moderator in there. But you know, I greet people when they're new to the channel, the same as Nate. Nate says it out loud, I type it in. And I do recon for us, because I can't fly for FS Economy and make money for the company. I do shadow flying, and I do recon. And, but it's kind of hurtful when someone can't give you a shout out or send people your way to give you some attraction. And I'm not trying to promote myself on there, but I'm like, hey Nate, maybe I'll see you this weekend. You know, I'm trying to. It was more like, especially when someone asks you, well, what are you guys doing this weekend? You ask me, I'm gonna say it, whether it's self-promotion or not. You asked me a question, and I answered it. But, you know, I wish the people that I'm always hanging out with and on Nate's streams would come and check me out. Hang out over here. I've had a few. I've had Bedrock. Bedrock was on at least one stream I know of with Nate. Him and I were talking pretty much the whole time Nate was streaming. Back and forth in chat. And then there was A-Luke. A-Luke's been the only returning person in live streams. He's come to 2. I know I normally do these in the middle of the day, late morning, middle of the week. A lot of people are either asleep or working. I thought I did these early enough before Nate could drop in, but he's got to prepare for his own before he goes live. Usually I'm done an hour before he even has to go live on his end, and he's an hour behind me. Well, folks, I'm glad the sky's cleared up. Now, if I just knew whether we were going to fly, what we were doing, I mean, I can't really give you guys any info. Other than there's our airport at 87 miles. I don't know what is at 26. I don't know if that's an airport or a radial. And we've already hit. No. We got a few more minutes before we hit the 1 hour and 22 minute mark. Granted, that's recording time, not flight time. And flight time, I think, is from the time your tires take off, or lift off the tarmac, and to the time they touch tarmac again on the other end. So, it's probably an hour, 22 minutes in the air, not counting your startup and taxi, and then your taxi to a gate and shutdown. And in our case today, we had a few problems, and I had to restart the flight and stuff, because I don't know, maybe this plane just needs a long runway, but I was, it was veering really severely, and, when I countered, the rudder went the opposite direction, so it's very hard to keep steady. Again, I have AI assists turned on for takeoff with the rudder takeoff. It doesn't seem to work. We're still in Houston airspace. I don't know when we change, or if we change. We should be changing. We might just be crossing the border into Mexico. Like I said, the two airports I have listed as flyovers would both started with K, and K is usually the 48 states that are all connected. It's usually K is the first letter for most of the bigger airports. There's some other smaller airports with the ICOs or the ICAOs are different. Their identifiers don't always have a K in front of them. I might need to either do better pictures or titles for my videos. I don't know. I just go straight to the point. What is this like today and all my videos, the past videos? What am I doing? Well, it's MSFS 2020 is the game. We're doing leg 1 from San Antonio to San Servando, Vanillas. I mean, there's no need to hype it up. That, and I don't want to do a false thing like last flight. It's not the last flight. The only time I did anything was I put that short up about where I said near mid-air collision. That wasn't really clickbaity title. It was really what happened. An Airbus nearly T-boned me out of the air, even though the ATC had gave me the priority in the landing. But then again, the AI did not radio that we were on the base leg. I don't know if the AI pilot had radioed to ATC that we are on the base leg, whether we would have been told to slow down or what. But I mean, I was already in the pattern, and this Airbus just comes in straight in on an ILS and nearly and then I couldn't land. I had to do a miss and go around and enter the pattern again to land.
Generic 0 November Whiskey, or 76 miles northeast. Descend and maintain flight level 210, which makes ILS runway 14 approach via Zenka transition. Clear to Zenka.
I thought that was us.
7183, contact Columbus approach on 120.
Okay, that is us.
Good day. United 1057, contact Houston Center on 132.65. Good day.
120.7, speeding 8718 Goodbye. Corpus approach speeding 8718 9,600 feet.
Alright, so we changed the Corpus Christi radios. Call center. And, looked like we were turning a little bit. Alright, so what is this? An airport? Yes. Yeah, okay, so we're coming up on TR Funk. Incorporate that. I can't tell exactly where the airfield is, but alright, so what was that? Was that right first? That was IR. Okay, so that was 92 X-Ray Sierra. Or X-Ray 5. It could be 5 for all I know. Again, I have trouble reading my own handwriting. Welcome in. We're just past our second airport on our flight down to Servando, Canelas, Mexico. Alright, so is that an airport? Another airport? Or another radio like 14? Don't know. Well, I thought this part of Texas was more desert-like than it is, but it isn't. That doesn't look, I mean, that looks more like farmland than sand. Just because it looks like a grid pattern down there, so I don't think it's all just sand. Now, have we... What's at 11 here? Well, there is a plane down low. I'm gonna take a wild guess here, folks, that is Kilo Hotel Romeo Lima. I'm gonna say that's Valley International coming up, along with a radio as well we should have hit, but maybe I took the radios out and left the airports in, or I left the radios in and took the airport out, because there was no need to have two basically there's no need to have two waypoints for the same thing, but and we got about a little more than 36 miles till we get to our destination today. And then, we gotta figure out our next flight for tomorrow for leg 2. And it'll be our penultimate flight will be tomorrow for Train Sim World 2020. Or, not Train Sim. Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. The penultimate. That's what I need to call tomorrow's episode, right? The penultimate flight of MSFS 2020. And then Sunday will be the finale. I don't plan to make any more videos because I want to I gotta do my Train Sim World videos like I was telling you guys. I gotta redo all that stuff again. And I want to have time next week. Or not next week. I want time on the 19th. That week I want to play the game, maybe put some videos up. There will be a video on the 19th for Flight Sim 24. It'll be the release date video I create. That's after everything gets installed, or if I install everything. I might just leave, I don't know what I want to do there. But what do we got over here? We have common game private. I know, folks. God, my camera bounces a lot when I'm in my hand. I didn't know my hand was kind of that weak. I think I'm gonna sit you guys down and get our, I'm gonna call in for landing. If I can find the cursor, there we go. That's if it pops up on the list. Okay, yeah, Valley International, we just went past. The bad part of doing this is the list keeps changing before I get to what I'm trying to do. Alright.
Matamoros Tower speeding 8718 21 miles north, 4,300 feet to land.
Speeding 8718 Matamoros Tower. Altimeter 29er.89er with 117 at 6. Fly straight in runway 15.
Fly straight in runway 15 speeding 8718.
Alright, so we've called in our landing. So we called in the landing, and he said straight in, or she did. So that's basically a straight in, even though the airport's technically right there. But we entered the pattern in less than 10 nautical miles, and the airport is less than 17, or little more than 17. And folks, I guess we can say, welcome to Mexico. You know, I kind of look like I got a Lowe's, not Lowe's. I got like a Home Depot plane. I think we're about to hit the ground. Yep. AI had control, and this plane does not do good, apparently, on autopilot. Look at that. Ooh. Okay, can I get our gear down? No. We will have to do the altitude thingy. I can't get the gear to go down. And again, I'm using the altitude boost button because clearly this Mustang likes to sink. Granted, it didn't want to get off the ground either, so... I would say I'm handling the camera and the controller okay for now. Okay. I don't know why the landing gear won't go down now. But with the AI in control, now, even if I took control, I wouldn't be able to keep the plane in the air. This thing is not as easy to fly as you would think. I was gonna keep the same plane for the whole trip, but I think I will choose another plane for leg 2. And leg 2 might be the only leg left, so I don't know if we'll be flying Sunday or not. Yeah, I'm using the constant altitude. There we go. Although I didn't need that much altitude. Maybe I did. I don't know. We won't survive a go-around, that's for sure. You already saw us belly down, hit belly once. Slide across their belly once, so... And I don't know if landing gear is going to deploy. Our flaps are deployed. So yeah, flaps are down. believe we...
Clear to land runway 15.
Clear to land runway 15 speeding 8718
I believe we got just enough speed and altitude to do this. And I unfortunately don't know what the keyboard command is for the landing gear. So the AI is not going to deploy the landing gear either. Well, folks, we definitely would have to pick a new plane. Because we're coming in belly first without gear. Because we should have already deployed it. There we go. That was me. I had to get the gear out. Thank goodness it worked. But we're also not going to make it to the runway without doing this altitude thing. Alright, one more hop should have been enough to keep us. Alright, well, that one was worse than the first accident, unintentional landing.
0 speeding 8718
This plane's just terrible, apparently, flying, because even when we had empty tanks, couldn't get off the ground. And my character weight, I always keep at 170. Although, I could drop it by 5 pounds, but that wouldn't really matter. Well, folks, I was gonna keep this plane.
Matamoros ground to speedy 8718 taxi to parking.
For the whole trip, but I think we need to pick a different plane for leg number 2.
Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway speeding 8718
And leg number 2 might actually be the last. And if I pick a different plane where we go twice as far, or I can get to Mexico City in tomorrow's stream, then I'll retitle this as the penultimate. We're into an hour and a half into the stream, and we just landed, so, and the flight was supposed to take an hour and 22 minutes. So this is going to be a short stream for me, because I'm only doing the one leg. I didn't have leg number 2 written down for us to take off, but we got some AI traffic here. That's an interesting livery. I don't actually know if I have that as a livery. And you see the 38, I was hoping to make that the tail number in the identifier, but it didn't work that way. Alright, well folks, that was leg 1. We made it from San Antone to San Salvador, right? San Salvador? Or Jen Servando, Canelas. So, we're somewhere in Mexico. Whether we get there tomorrow or Sunday, time will tell. Because, well, I was gonna stay with the Mustang, but I think we need to change things up because this plane just did not work out good for us in this trip. So I will hopefully see someone show up tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this flight. Again, I ask you to leave comments that are useful, not sarcastic or jackassy. Remember, hit that like button, hit that notify bell if you've subscribed, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST, United States. So, goodbye.